Hello everyone! Welcome to the Business English channel. Today's episode is about something that has been, well, quite popular lately, artificial intelligence. I'm your host, Anna.
And I'm Adam. Excited to dive into this, Anna. AI is everywhere these days, right? From those self-driving cars, to those chatbots. It's mind-blowing.
It really is. Where do we even begin with something this huge?
Well, I figured we could start with the basics. What exactly is AI? Then maybe touch upon its history, how it actually works.
Sounds like a plan. I'm all ears.
So what is AI? Well, it's basically, think of it as computer science, but focused on building machines that can do things that normally, need human smarts, right?
Right, so thinking, learning, problem solving, that kind of stuff?
Exactly. You got it, Anna. It's all about making machines, think and act like us. And another important bit is how these AI systems actually do this.
Oh, that's a good point. How do they do it?
Well, they're fed tons of data, like mountains of data. And then they sift through it, finding patterns, making connections. It's really quite something.
So, data is key here?
Absolutely crucial. It's like the fuel for AI. The more data, the better the AI can learn and make predictions, right? They use algorithms. It's all very complex, but that's the gist of it. So AI uses data, spots patterns, and makes predictions or decisions, all thanks to these super smart algorithms.
Wow. It's kind of like they're learning and evolving, just like us, huh?
In a way, yeah. It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
So, Adam, this all sounds super futuristic, but where did it all begin? Has AI always been around, or?
That's a great question, Anna. It's fascinating, actually. The term artificial intelligence itself, well, it wasn't coined until 1956. Can you believe it? Relatively recent, right?
Wow, really? I would have thought it went further back.
Yeah, it's surprising. It all started at a conference at Dartmouth College. Some bright minds, John McCarthy, Marvin Minsky, those guys officially gave it a name. But the core ideas, the seeds of AI, they were planted way before that.
Oh, so, what were some of the early ideas?
Well, you've got Alan Turing, an absolute genius. He's widely considered a founder of AI. In 1950, he published this groundbreaking paper, Computing Machinery and Intelligence. He questioned whether machines could think. It was revolutionary at the time.
Wow, he was way ahead of his time, huh?
Totally. So the 50s were all about exploring, problem-solving, symbolic methods, trying to mimic human reasoning, Then, in the 60s, the U.S. Department of Defense got involved. Imagine that. They started training computers to mimic, basic human reasoning. Pretty cool, eh?
That's interesting. So then what happened? Did it just take off from there?
Well, not exactly. AI's development's been kind of a roller coaster, Periods of intense research, then things slow down. It's all tied to advances in, data volumes, algorithms, and of course, computational power. We needed faster computers to make it all work. It's been like a slow burn getting to where we are today. So, now we get to the real nitty-gritty. The core disciplines of AI. It's really exciting stuff. First up, machine learning, or ML for short.
Mel. Okay, so what's that all about?
Well, think of it like this. It's all about algorithms, right? These algorithms let machines learn from data, tons of data, and then, get this, they can make predictions without needing someone to program them explicitly for every single scenario. It's like they're learning on their own.
Whoa, so they're figuring things out themselves?
Exactly. The primary way we build AI systems is through this machine learning. Computers sift through massive data sets, finding patterns, relationships. It's pretty amazing.
That is amazing. So, is that it? Just machine learning?
Oh no, there's more. We've got deep learning too. DL. Think of that as like machine learning on steroids. It uses these things called neural networks, but like really complex ones. They have multiple layers. That's where the deep comes from. And they're great at finding super intricate patterns in data. Image recognition, speech recognition, that's where deep learning shines.
Oh, okay, so deep learning is part of machine learning. Got it. And neural networks are what exactly? Are those like the brains of the operation?
Exactly. They're inspired by the human brain, interconnected nodes, like neurons. They process information, make connections. It's like a digital brain, kind of. They learn from how the brain structures and processes information. Pretty mind-blowing, huh?
It really is. So these three things, machine learning, deep learning, and neural networks, they're all working together?
You got it. They're the building blocks, the core disciplines that make all this amazing AI stuff possible. It's like a perfect recipe.
Okay, so we've got the building blocks, but what kinds of AI are actually out there? Like, what can they do?
Well, right now, most AI falls under the category of weak AI or narrow AI. It's designed for a specific task, right? And it can be amazing at that task, often even better than humans, but it can't really generalize. It's like a specialist, you know? Really good at one thing, but not much else.
Oh, okay. So like a chess-playing AI that can beat a grandmaster, but can't, I don't know, make a cup of coffee?
Exactly. Or like self-driving cars, which are a great example of deep learning in action. They can navigate roads, avoid obstacles, but they can't, write you a poem or something. They are within a limited context.
Got it. So what about strong AI? Is that a thing?
Well, it's theoretical, right? We don't have strong AI yet, also known as artificial general intelligence, or AGI. That would be AI with human-like intelligence, able to solve any problem, learn anything. It's the stuff of science fiction for now, but who knows? Maybe someday.
Wow, that would be incredible. Okay, so weak AI is what we have now. What are some real-world applications?
Oh, tons. AI is being used everywhere. Healthcare, finance, manufacturing, transportation, you name it. For example, generative AI is creating all sorts of new content, text, images, code. You've probably heard of tools like ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's talking about those.
Exactly. Then there are personal assistants like Alexa, Siri. They use natural language processing to understand what you're saying. Self-driving cars are another big one, using AI to navigate and make decisions on the road. Fraud detection in banking, personalized marketing. It's really changing everything.
It sounds like it. So AI is helping doctors diagnose patients, and robots do dangerous jobs. It really is everywhere.
Absolutely. It's even being used in the military for drones and defense systems, and in the legal field to automate document review. Education, too, helping create teaching materials. The possibilities are, well, pretty much endless. Right, and speaking of changing everything, we got to talk about generative AI. This is where things get really interesting.
Oh, yeah, I've heard bits and pieces. Fill me in. What's the big deal?
Well, generative AI is all about creating. These AI models learn from massive data sets, huge amounts of data, right? And then they use that knowledge to produce brand new content. It's mind-blowing.
So, like, writing articles or composing music?
Exactly. Writing stories, poems, articles, creating images, videos, even composing music. You give it a prompt, and it generates something completely new, based on what it's learned, of course.
Wow. So, like, those AI art generators I've seen online?
That's it. Those are a perfect example. And the text-based chatbots too, like ChatGPT. It can generate different creative text formats like poems, code, scripts, musical pieces, email, etc. on various topics. They're all powered by, well, what are called foundation models.
Foundation models? Okay. And what are those exactly?
So, foundation models are these massive deep learning models trained on just tons of unlabeled data. Think like the entire internet, and they serve as the basis for all sorts of different AI applications. Large language models, or LLMs, are a common example. They are used for text generation, you know?
Right. So, the foundation model is like the underlying brain, and the specific applications are like different skills it can use.
Precisely. It's like the foundation model provides the general knowledge and understanding, and then the application focuses that knowledge on a specific task, like, say, generating text or creating images. It's a really powerful approach. It's like giving the AI a toolbox and then letting it choose the right tool for the job. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, what kind of content can these generative AI models create?
Pretty much anything, right? Text, images, videos, audio. It's really changing the game in all sorts of creative fields. It's a really exciting time to be working in this space, you know?
Okay, so all of this is incredibly fascinating, but also a little, I don't know, daunting. Are there any downsides to all this? Risks? Ethical concerns?
Absolutely, Anna. That's a really important point. AI has huge potential, but it also comes with its share of challenges. We definitely need to be thinking about these things, you know, as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives.
Like what? Give me some examples.
Well, one major concern is privacy. These AI systems collect and store massive amounts of data, and, well, there's always the risk of data breaches, right? Or misuse of that data.
Right. That makes sense. What else?
Another big one is explainability, or rather the lack of it. Some AI systems, especially these really complex deep learning models, can be kind of black boxes. We don't always understand how they arrive at their decisions, which can be problematic. Imagine an AI making a medical diagnosis, but we can't explain why it reached that conclusion. That's a bit scary, isn't it?
Totally. So, how do we address these ethical concerns?
Well, it's a complex issue, but there are a few key things we need to focus on. First, we need to ensure fairness and inclusion in AI development. Make sure the data we're using to train these systems isn't biased, and that the teams building these systems are diverse.
Right. That makes total sense. So, diversity in the data and diversity in the teams building the AI. What else?
Transparency is huge too. We need to be able to understand how these AI systems work, how they make decisions. Then, robustness and security, of course. We need to make sure these systems are secure and that they can handle unexpected situations or malicious attacks.
So, it sounds like a lot of ongoing work and evolution.
Exactly, Anna. AI is constantly evolving, and so are the ethical considerations surrounding it. It's an ongoing conversation, and we need to stay informed and engaged.
Okay. So, ethical concerns. What about the future of AI? Where are we headed?
The future is, well, it's pretty mind-blowing to think about, to be honest. We're talking about potential for artificial general intelligence, AGI, machines that can think and learn like humans. That's still largely hypothetical, but who knows? It could happen sooner than we think.
Wow, that's intense. Anything else?
Well, we can expect to see a lot more automation in areas like medicine, manufacturing, transportation, and multimodal models are becoming more and more sophisticated. These are models that can use multiple types of data, text, images, audio, to provide richer, more robust experiences. It's really the next frontier.
So, it sounds like a lot to look forward to, but also a lot to be mindful of.
Precisely, Anna. AI has the potential to transform our world in incredible ways, but we need to be thoughtful and responsible in how we develop and use it. It's a powerful tool, and we need to wield it wisely.
So, wow, that was a lot to take in. Thanks for breaking all that down, Adam. It's really fascinating and a little overwhelming, to be honest.
No problem, Anna. It's definitely a complex topic, but hopefully we shed some light on it today, for our listeners.
I think so, for sure. So, just to recap, we talked about what AI actually is, right? Its core concepts, its capabilities.
Exactly. And we went over the history of AI from its early days to its evolution, how it's progressed to where it is today.
Right? And we discussed the core disciplines, machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, all that good stuff. Then, the different types of AI, weak AI, strong AI.
Yep. And we touched on the many applications of AI, how it's being used in all sorts of industries, healthcare, finance, even the military. Oh, and of course, we couldn't forget about generative AI.
Definitely. Generative AI is so hot right now. And importantly, we talked about the ethical implications too, the risks and challenges that come with this powerful technology.
For sure, Anna. We got to be responsible with this stuff. The future of AI, it's exciting, but we need to be mindful of the potential downsides too.
Absolutely. Well, Adam, this has been an incredibly insightful conversation. Thanks for sharing your expertise.
My pleasure, Anna. Always fun chatting with you.
And thank you, dear listeners, for joining us today on the Business English channel. We hope you found this episode informative and thought-provoking.
Be sure to subscribe and catch us next time for another deep dive into the world of business English. Until then, stay curious.